Okay. So thank you so much, Nathan, for speaking to me. You are new noir, also
Yes.
old noir, but new. But I wanted to talk about something that was really interesting. This
Yeah.
noir is a graduate of God U. And
Yes.
so, with that being said, I was wondering if he had known what was really going on with God U, especially with the woods involving Gen V and how it ties into the overall plot of Homelander for this season, what would his thoughts be on not only just the plan itself, but the humans versus soups?
I think it'd be like this a little too deep for me. Like I don't think he's down. Like I think he would obviously not want a virus that kills soups out and about. And I also think he's not like he doesn't have that strong of a bone in the greater fight. Like, hey, if soups are under threat, he's under threat. He doesn't want that to happen. So, he would fight against that. But at the same time, he's much more concerned with like doing a play or
Mm-hmm.
being in an indie movie or being involved in theater. So I think his interests are much more directed towards the entertainment and acting avenue than they are into the world of soups versus humans and all of that. But yeah, I think it's a little more than you know he's knowing that he's like I didn't sign up for this. Like, what do you? No, I'm not here to be tested. I just want to make art.
Right. So now that he's deeply involved with the Seven, and he had to kill a couple of people on Homelander's request or demand, uh, does he regret this decision now?
I mean, he when we're at the beginning of the season, he definitely regrets it, and I think his journey through the season is struggling with with the fact that he killed people and with the fact that he has to continue to kill people to do this job. And the question is, it's like, am I going to be a good actor or am I going to be a good person? And at the end of the day, he says, I'll be a good actor and I'll take this check. Um, and so I think that's the arc and the journey of the character, realizing that to get into this role, he has to commit to everything that it entails. And part of what it entails is killing people.
Does he lose a sense of his humanity by doing that?
You know, question is like, what is humanity? Humanity, for really being honest, it's the spectrum of all things humans can do. And unfortunately, that includes killing people. Um, I think that he lets go of some of his morality. He lets go of he realizes he's like as uncomfortable as I am, and as much as I may not have done this if I knew what I was getting into, I'm in the soup now. I'm here. So I might as well make the most of it. And I think that's what he does. And so yeah, he
Right.
learns to embrace that requirement. Um and lean into violence and because that's what the role entails. And so I think that's the direction that he goes in.
Relationship with him and the deep. It
Yeah.
seems to be honest and true, which is weird because I don't know which to trust and what's going on. But it seems to be really honest and true. Why do you feel that the deep gravitated to him as opposed to A Train or the other suits or even the girl?
I think why the deep gravitated towards new noir.
Why do you feel like New Noir
Oh, okay.
gravitated? Because that's the relationship within each
Yeah.
other.
I think because deep offers him guidance and it's the one thing he's been asking for from everyone. He's like, hey, I need some help, and everyone's like, shut the fuck up.
Mhm.
And so deep is the only one who's really giving him the time of day, and there's a care and a respect that's shown in that, and that's all he was looking for. And so it's like, oh, this guy says he'll be my buddy, might as well, like, I'll be his buddy.
Right. Can you tell me about the process, because you was also the original noir, of stepping into this now as a completely different noir, even in terms of mannerism, body language, narcolepsy?
Yeah, I mean, well, I will say that I feel like I have a lot of experience for this role because I've been an actor playing noir for 3 years, right? Or 3 seasons. And so there's a lot of that experience that I can like use to inform this role. There's not the same level of conflict. Like I can talk on set, I can share my ideas. Eric and everyone is fantastic, you know, and at the same time, internally on my own, I have always had those questions of like, how do I get into this character? What do I do? What would he do here? How can I make this the best that it can be? So I could take those internal thoughts that I've had personally and put them into the role and dramatize them and kind of exaggerate them and create conflict and dynamics in the scene out of them. So there was a quote on Twitter that I read the other day or yesterday that I'll pull up. And someone said, let me find it. Someone said, he said, Black Noir's actor is playing an actor playing Black Noir. And it's just like it is like a huge meta thing that I have this experience about from. And yeah, when you're playing old noir, there's an emphasis on body language. So like I would give him thoughts and then I'd verbalize those thoughts, but then I'd put those sentences into my body. So if you could say a sentence, and how would I say that with my movement? How would I express that with my movement? And with New Noir, it's a much more traditional approach to how you play a regular character. Um, but yeah, it isn't informed my experience of trying to play old noir.
Is it more freedom within a literal expression as opposed to the body language expression?
Absolutely. Right. And yeah, even more freedom in body language expression. Like one of the special things about old noir was because he was so still, every movement meant something, every tilt of the head, every breath, every leaning in of the shoulder, right? With new noir, if he moves his hands, it don't matter as much because he moves them more than old noir did, right? But I do feel freer in that I can use more variance in my vocal expression and my body language and even in my facial expression. Well, obviously facial because I can, speak and reveal my face now. So yeah, that's what I do feel some more freedom.
And kind of lastly, what do you wish for the character if he stays alive? Everybody could know at this point.
Oh man, isn't that a BG song?
Hello? Hello?
I think he froze.
Yeah, I was like, oh, is it me? What is
I
it?
know. I thought that same. Oh, Nathan, you froze for a
Oh
second.
yeah, yeah, I'm back.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
let's say my connection is unstable. Yeah, that's me. Okay. So the last thing I heard from you was you said it if he stays alive, what do you wish, right?
Yeah.
And funny, that's a Bee Gees song, right? Staying alive. Um, my wish is that we get to see Noir in different situations, and we get to see him without his mask a little more. And he continues being an actor and just exploring the questions that actors have. I think being this kind of meta character in a show that's partially about the entertainment industry really gives us a great opportunity to explore being an actor, at the same time as being a soup. So those are my hopes.
Is he grateful that he was given V?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like his life now, right? And so I think it's like one of those things where like you're at his heart he's an actor, so he'd be acting whether he had V or not. But it's one of those things where it's just a part of who he is. So it's like he is grateful, but not in a way where he thinks about it. You know, he doesn't like, with some of these soups, their identity is tied up in being a soup. That's not his identity is in being an actor, and he happens to be a soup.
Is that why we haven't seen him fly? We had the teasing of flying.
Yeah,
Insane.
I think the reason is like he's just not supposed to. It's not in his job description. And he's like, I could, but I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble. And that's the thing.
Thank you so much for speaking to me. Fantastic job. Love the series as always. And stay alive.